That's wild, the lady. That's wild, the lady. That's wild, the lady is a tramp.
Well, I'm so lucky to be sitting here with Buddy Greco in Buddy Greco's beautiful supper club. I'm just so excited to be talking to you, Buddy. Thanks for letting us come and invade your beautiful space here.
It is my pleasure. I'm telling you, I've looked forward to this, Florence, for such a long time, and you look so beautiful.
Well, thank you. You don't look bad yourself.
We're still here.
Well, you Italians, I don't know, there's something about you. Well, when you grew up in Philadelphia,
Yes.
you were known as a piano prodigy,
Yeah.
right?
Yes.
When did you first find out that you had that talent, that gift?
My father was an opera critic, and I grew up listening. I was a classical musician. I never played jazz. I started
Really?
playing piano when I was 4. I wanted to be a classical musician, and then when I was about 13, I heard Art Tatum and Teddy Wilson, Oscar Peterson, and Nat Cole, who was my mentor, my dear friend.
Wasn't he just
Oh,
amazing?
he's just the best.
Yeah.
And I knew then I wanted to be a jazz piano player, and I made my first record at 16, and now here it is, 68 albums later, I'm still doing it.
Did you study? Did you have a lot of
Oh, yeah.
piano lessons?
Oh, yeah. I've studied, I practiced 3-4 hours a day. I had a piano teacher, Mr. Cavalieri, God love him. We were very poor. We couldn't even afford a piano.
Right.
And we had a little keyboard, which was right in back of you up there, and I have perfect pitch. And I would go to his studio and practice my lessons, come home and play on that piece of cardboard and actually hear the notes in my head.
Wow. I also know that when you were just a kid, the great Benny Goodman signed you
Yeah.
to play with his orchestra. How did that come about?
There was a gentleman called Elliot Wexler who was managing Benny Goodman, who was coming out of retirement. And at that time, bebop was very popular. And he wanted to start a young band. And my manager was his manager. So we got together and he started a band in 1950, 51. And I was with him for about 3 years. And Benny Goodman was wonderful to me, even with my hot head, and it fired me maybe 10 times.
Oh, really?
Oh, yeah. Italians are crazy, especially Leos. We're nuts.
She never bothers the people she hates. That's why the lady is a tramp.
Well, you had such a big hit record with Lady Is A Tramp. And a few other people did too.
Yes, Sinatra, what's his name? Frank somebody.
Frank. Is he Italian?
I don't know, the Italian guy
Yeah,
from
he
Hoboken.
passes himself, yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but yours, I mean, what's that years apart? It was pretty special.
Well, I've always wanted to be different. I never followed the rules, so to speak.
Right.
I made my own lyrics. I changed the music around. I wanted to be different. And when I started Lady Is A Tramp, I just went, that's why the lady. That's why it just, people knew that was me.
It was Buddy Greco and nobody else.
No.
What was it like? I mean, you were in Vegas. We were in Vegas a lot at
together,
the
of
same
course.
time.
Of course.
But you were so close with the Rat Pack, and that was such a glorious time in Vegas.
Unbelievable.
What was that like? Because you were really hot and heavy with them.
Yeah, I was with them for a very long time, and Mr. Sinatra, Frank was a friend of mine for 42 years. It was something that you could never explain, as you know. You just can't explain what we used to do. I mean, we never hurt anybody, but we were like kids.
But you know what this reminds me of? Your wonderful club here reminds me of those great, elegant days in Vegas where you'd go to
Absolutely.
the Sands and you could dress up and you could have a great meal
Right.
and then know you were going to see one hell of a show that you weren't going to see anywhere else.
That's exactly how we had this in mind, and Leslie put this together. She's very smart. She said, let's not do Vegas. Let's do something where people walk in and say, this is like my living room.
Right.
You know, I can touch people. You know, this is wonderful.
Well, we're lucky enough. We're going to get to see your show
Well, we're
tonight.
going to have fun tonight.
But I want to talk to your wife, Leslie,
Okay.
if I may. So get out of that seat, buddy.
Okay.
Leslie's coming in.
Okay.
Yes, my husband.
Soon to be a Rex.
Well, you know, the club, I was talking to Buddy about it. It's a real throwback to those fabulous places in the 50s and 60s that don't exist anymore. This is the first one I've seen.
Really,
in a
it's
long
true.
time.
And I often say, and sometimes when I open the show, you know, Buddy and I are the poster children for you're never too old to have a crazy, wonderful idea, and this is really our retirement. And this
Well, you
is
know,
what
that's
we-
so great, especially for our show, because I believe that too. I
Yeah.
believe you're never too old to create something new. And my friend always says, you know, when your memories exceed your dreams, then you're old.
Yeah.
Tell me one thing about Buddy Greco that we might not know.
I think something about Buddy that's really quite amazing. The history in this room is, yes, his picture is on a lot of it, and it's about his contribution to the American musical
Right.
history and American culture. And Buddy was around at some highlight points in this culture. You know, the 4 days before Marilyn passed away, he was in Monaco with Grace Kelly's best friend when she was gone, you know, that afternoon. I mean, he's just been there. I mean, through 7 decades, beginning, I mean, from his first hit, 70 years he's been recording. That's really quite amazing.
But he still has the enthusiasm and the love.
And every night, like it's the very first time he's done it.
And here I am at my age, where I really don't have to prove anything anymore. I've done it all. And to wind up in my own place, to wind up with Leslie and all my friends coming here to see me and her, what else do I want? This is it for me.
That's why the lady is a tramp. Thank you very much, you wonderful audience.
What an incredible experience. I really felt like I'd stepped into a swinging Vegas nightclub of the past.